Hello friends, this is Kumar from Ignited Mind and welcome to yet another video. You know how after each deployment we run a number of curl commands and maybe Postman API calls just to check that everything is in place, nothing is broken. But the problem is that these checks often misses real world issues like slow responses, broken keywords, SSL problems or routing issues. That's exactly what ProbeOps fixes. It tests your API's health, response time, or even keyword-based regression, all from live internet nodes, just like an actual user will experience it. You can automate it, plug it right in your workflows, or just run it on demand when you want a quick visibility. Let me show you how it works right from the ProbeOps dashboard. Before we go to the dashboard, let's quickly check how this CI/CD self-healing guard will work. So the challenges that we are trying to solve using this CI/CD diagnostic is currently after each deployment, you have to run a number of manual check using multiple tools, maybe curl and mapping, etc. And you have to manually check if your application is having any issues or if it's working smoothly, and you get limited visibility into API related issues like regression, latency, and SSL health. And there's no self-healing option from within CI/CD. You can try a basic curl command, but then again, the visibility it provides is very limited and it hardly actually addresses any practical use cases. With ProbeOps CI/CD guard, the diagnostics are completely API driven. So you can actually send a query to ProbeOps and it can run the diagnostic for you and respond you with JSON based network insights. And you can of course see the history and check other details within the ProbeOps dashboard. And then it's a self-healing workflow, right? So it will do automatic checks and it can automatically roll back to previous version of the application. And again, it's secure and scalable. Token based authentication is done. So you need to create a API token from within ProbeOps. And it's a freemium model. So for any practical use cases, right? The free model is more than enough. You need not subscribe or pay anything unless your users are actually pretty happy. So how this automated production deployment will work is we have made some changes in the workflow.yml file. We'll do a pre-deployment baseline creation using automated query to ProbeOps that will check HTTP status code, response time of the API, and keyword validation like JWT in our case. We'll save these test result as reference artifacts for post-deployment comparison. And then we will tag existing or running containers. So in our case, we will do this testing with a project called auth-link.com, which is basically an authentication token testing site. And what we'll do is it has three different containers, front end, back end, and a node. So we will take a snapshot of current production containers. We will tag them as rollback to enable instant recovery. Then we will deploy the new version, build and push updated container using GitHub Actions. And then we'll do a post-deployment validation. So after the deployment is done, again, these checks will be run to check the status code integrity, content accuracy, and performance threshold compliance. And we have built automated decision logic here. So if all checks pass, deployment is marked successful and finalized. If any checks fail, like there is a performance regression or there is a delay, in this demo we talk about performance regression. So I'll show you the CI/CD flow in a moment within GitHub. And if any check fails, it can automatically roll back to previous container versions. And it's a self-healing rollback, right? So it will restore the last stable build. It will basically tag the older containers from rollback to latest. And then it will verify service health and confirm operational. To get that I will go to www.probeops.com and let's go to the login page. You can, of course, go ahead and sign up for this one. Okay, we are inside ProbeOps application, and from here you need to go to Probe Central and go to Manage API Tokens. I have already created a token, but let me just go ahead and create another token and say production monitoring, and let it be let expression be 60 days. Just click on go ahead and create token, and from here you can just copy the token. Now, this token we will be using in our workflow. Let's also have a look at how many API queries you will be able to do. So I'll just go to account and subscription. And within the free tier, right, you will be able to do 100 API queries per day and up to 500 in a given month, which I believe is pretty liberal. So your use cases should be met from within the free tier unless you plan to do a heavy use. So the token that you have copied, you can just go to GitHub settings and then secrets and variables actions, and you can just add the ProbeOps API key here. I have added this key already, so I'll not do it again. Once you have added the secret, you are good to use it in the CI/CD pipeline. And you can go to this link. I will leave this link in the description, and you can copy or download these files to your system and incorporate them in your CI/CD workflow. There is a quick start.md that is pretty decent, and that will give you a clear idea in terms of what is to be done here. So next, let's just quickly show our project. And here you can see I have a deploy.yml, and I also have the pipeline guard.sh here. And for this demonstration, I have made some changes in the GitHub workflow. So let's go back to GitHub again, and we'll run the workflow from there. We are in the GitHub now. Let me go to actions and then deploy to production. This is the workflow that I will be running, and I have made it some tweaks here, like I said earlier. So I will enable rollback demonstration. What it will do is it will basically add a 100 millisecond delay in the response post the deployment. So let me just select this and let me try to run the workflow here, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so looks like our workflow has started. And yeah, so first thing that it will do is it will use ProbeOps API to do the query for pre-deployment baseline. And what we are checking is the HTTP status and then total time. We can see it took around 55 millisecond in responding. And you can use other parameters also if you like TD FP or time to first byte. And then we are also doing a keyword JWT check. So my website is authlink.com, which is basically a utility site for decoding JWT and API testing. And I'm checking for JWT here, keyword. And let's move forward. And then it's saving the baseline artifact. So we need to save it so that once the run is completed, we can compare with these baseline artifacts. And then the deployment will start. So you can see the deployment is going on, and then let's proceed further. Okay, we can see that the new version is deployed at this step. Now we have added a 30 seconds delay for the services to stabilize, and after that our workflow will start running. And then again, ProbeOps post deployment validation is running. So you can see we are running post deployment validation and then ProbeOps pipeline guard validation. And here HTTP status is 200 total time, right? That's where we have added the delay programmatically. So you can see it's 139 ms compared to what we had in the beginning was I think around 50 ms, yeah, 55 ms. So there is a added delay, and because of this added delay, right, we are saying that there's a performance regression detected. And here is, you can see the comparison. Baseline is 55 millisecond and current is 139 millisecond. And we have built the absolute threshold for this demo, which you can of course play around with. And this check is failed, right? So the deployment will roll back. It has triggered a rollback. And in the rollback, what it's doing is it's stopping all the containers, and then it's renaming the containers from rollback to latest. So that will basically activate the previous version on our portal. And yeah, so here you can see rollback complete. Previous version is running. The new version is not deployed because it has failed the deployment level checks. And like I said, so you have all these details right here in this link, and you can just download this and you can get started. And there is also a very nice API documentation that is there on ProbeOps website. So if I just go ahead and log out and I go to their website, you can go to resources and docs, and here you can see the API reference guide, right? So you can use this API reference guide, and if you want, you can build your own code. Again, you need not do it yourself. You can always take help from maybe ChatGPT or Cloud.md. And if you still face any kind of issues, you can always reach out to me and let me know if you face any kind of challenges or difficulties, or maybe you want to tweak this use case and build one of your own. Please leave the details in the comment section, and I will check on this, and I'll of course suggest on how you can go ahead and achieve that. Before we conclude this video, I also wanted to quickly show you what these runs look like. So here I'm using some curl commands to simulate what we are testing in the CI/CD pipeline. So let me just copy this command and let me just paste it. Right. So here we are triggering remotely a curl command that will be executed by the probe node of probeops.com. Right. So here you can see the output, right? So first one was curl command. Here you can see the time to first byte, latency, total time, and other things. And the second command, we are validating the presence of the keyword JWT in the API in the page. So let me just do clear quickly, and let's run the second command. And here, right, you can see keyword JWT is found. And then we also have a third command, and in the third command we are just checking the API status. So let me just run the third command also, and here it's saying that status 200, expected 200, and matches true. So again, these API calls can be used in multiple different ways, and I feel ProbeOps is a very powerful tool which will be useful to all. So I hope you found this session useful, and this will make your CI/CD guide automated rollback use case. So thanks a lot for joining us today. And like I said, if you have any particular use case or deviation or maybe tweak of this flow, please put it in the comment section, and I can also probably learn more, and I'll be happy to assist in any way possible. So thanks a lot and have a nice day ahead.